Let's get ready to rumble. What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to a special evening stream of the My Crypto Journey live stream. What's up, babies? Do me a favor before we get started. Smash that like button. Of course, it helps with the algorithm. Subscribe if you like being here. And today we're going to talk about Luna Classic pumping. Does it matter? Does it not? We're going to be talking about Terrarium. And is it just one big scam, or is it a big project in the making? Then we're going to talk about the fact that SBF might be already in talks to making his own movie. But first, I want to talk about probable, right, versus possible. But for the first 5 minutes, you guys know that we are going to just chat with the chat here, greet you guys, all that good stuff. So if you're watching this a little later, the stream is going to start at 5 minutes. Timestamps will be below. What is up, babies? What's up, Bree? We got Breezy Eats ASMR in the chat. What's up, Bree? Saw you posting videos. Keep posting. Don't stop. Keep going. What's up, Breezy Eats and Actual Bree? What's up, baby? What's up, Mizzy Matt? Welcome. I know you're streaming, but thanks a lot for hanging out. What's up, Honda? How you doing, baby? Big Luna Classic fan. What's up, Matt Mueller? How's it going, baby? Escobella, WebTurf. What's up, baby? We got some OGs in here. Cool Cat Crypto. What's up, Eddie T? Tim Shea. Yes, smash that like button and subscribe. What's up, Jay Linda? How you doing, baby? What's up, MP007? What's up, Sebastian? What's up, baby? What's up, Jayhawk? What's up, bro? 50-mile-per-hour winds, gust winds in Portland. Holy crap. What is up, Anthony? Anthony, it's been a pleasure watching you and your life on Twitter, man. On Instagram. Absolutely killing it. And look, if you guys are not following me on Instagram or Twitter, links to everything is in the description down below. Instagram is more my personal life. Get some little sneak peek into Fudney's life. And then Twitter, of course, is all cryptocurrency. What's up, Awandi? Sir, better than you on time today. What? How you doing, bro? What's up, Uncle Ruckus? How you doing, baby? We got the squadron in here today. Let's go. That's what I'm fucking talking about, baby. Let's fucking go. Let's go. Let's have a good stream tonight. Cryptocurrency as a whole, pretty much boring as cryptocurrency is so boring right now, guys. It's like extremely boring. Ain't really nothing really to talk about here. Really, like, yeah, we're literally coming up with news. I mean, that's like pretty much the state of affairs right now when it comes to cryptocurrency. I feel creepy following you, bro. Law just playing. Nah, I usually follow everybody back that follows me, especially DGens. DGens. What's up, Jojer? How you doing, baby? What's up with Duquan cashing out in Serbia? I heard about that. Tesla taking a nosedive, yeah, but a lot of things are taking a nosedive. It's like these cycles, right? Teslas are a fantastic product, right? Tesla is a fantastic company. I would know, but it's a bear market. Everything's in the shitter. Tech stocks and crypto more than anything, right? Because tech stocks are looking real bad, and so is crypto, right? Crypto is kind of on the same level as tech stocks when it comes to like them dumping. Well, crypto's way harsher, right? Crypto dumps at a faster pace because it's a riskier asset, but both of them are seen as risk on assets, right? So Tesla's in that category. Yeah, Tesla isn't going anywhere. What's up, Chris Rock? How you doing, baby? Who's pumped this again? I know. What's up, Downtown Podcast says, still hoping SBF is played by Jonah Hill. That is so crazy that SBF is getting a movie offers already. That's nuts to me. If I'm SBF, like, what benefit does that give to me? Because SBF is going to go to jail. There's no way you get a $250 bail, right? And you're not going to go to jail for an extended amount of time, right? Sebastian says, actually, Roddy is a very down-to-earth dude. I'm just kidding with the personal side comment. I know, yeah. It's fun, man. I'm just having a regular-ass life, regular-ass Joe, just talking about cryptocurrency, man. I just decided to put my dumb face on the internet, Today was a fantastic day for me, man. I mean, I went to, I didn't really do much. I slept a lot. I've been making it a point because I really sent it during the summer, guys. I was, sending it like multiple times a week. And now I'm taking the time to get my health back a little bit. Like, I got really ripped for the summer. I lost a bunch of weight, but recently I've been like drinking a lot and partying a lot and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. So I'm trying to sleep more, exercise a lot more, eat healthier foods, spend more time in nature and with friends. So that's pretty much what I've been doing lately. What's up, Awesome? Austin says, we not volting on the stream tonight? Absolutely not. Not tonight, baby. But shout out to Volt Inu. My favorite meme coin project right now, helping your boy out through a bear market. So shout out to Volt and the Volt community, but nothing but kind to me. Absolutely crazy. Austin, let me know if you're down to jump on a little later, man. Hit me up with a text message or something like that. But let's start with the story. Now, first, I want to talk about probable versus possible. Probable versus possible. Now, this has to do with Terra Luna Classic and Terrarium. In Terra Luna's case, is it possible that they can recover as a project and become something more? Right? Is it possible? Yes, it's possible. In fact, anything is possible. I use this example all the time. I could walk down the street right now and see Beyonce and Rihanna walking together holding hands. And they'd be like, Rodney, for my crypto journey? The guy with 20,000 subscribers? What, you're that guy? You want to have a threesome right now? Is it possible? Absolutely. Is it probable? No. Is it possible that you can win the lottery? No. Is it possible? Yes. Is it probable? No. But why do we play the lottery? Because it's possible. In fact, you may know people who have won the lottery, maybe $10, maybe they won 10,000 bucks, maybe they won multi-millions. Right? It's very, very possible. But it's not probable, right? It's not probable. Give me 1 second. I'm getting some Telegram things. Let me just mute this. Okay. But it's not, it's not probable. And the thing with Terra Luna Classic is that it's become really huge in the space. And unfortunately, a lot of people get stuck in echo chambers, right? A few of my peers are like super Terra Luna Classic maxis. And if you think they're maxis because they actually believe in the project, maybe. But if you would assume that they're maxis because of the interaction, the engagement, the community building that they're getting, you would be 100% spot on. I mean, it's the ebb and flow of finance YouTube, right? It's pretty much what YouTube finance is, right? In crypto and hype videos and those sorts of things, right? Moon Boy videos get all the engagement, and it's a positive reinforcement because you make a video about something, people watch it, you keep making that video, you keep going, you build this community. But at the end of the day, what happens is that you get to a point where it's kind of like having a gun held to your head. And what I mean is, you can't say anything really critical or bad about said project unless you really want to destroy and blow up your platform, because the people following you are only as loyal as how many videos reinforcing their bias you're going to make, right? And if you say anything that's critical, you run the risk of losing everything you built. So do I believe that some of these influencers genuinely believe that Terra Luna Classic is going to recover? I think a lot of them are smarter than you think, and I don't think so. But do they see it as a great opportunity to be involved in something that's going to build a big community? Absolutely. Now, the cryptocurrency space is super, super small, and anything is possible. That's the beauty of it, right? Anything is possible. And that's why meme coins are so addicting, just like the lottery. We see something happen with Shiba Inu or like Saitama, or some of these big examples of cryptocurrencies absolutely sending and making people who got in with a small amount absolutely filthy rich. We want that same thing. It's possible it could happen. But a lot of you guys have noticed that most projects that we ape into, you end up losing your money, just like a slot machine, right? Just like a slot machine. So the cryptocurrency space is small and it has room to grow, and market caps matter. And so when you see these videos that are like $1, $10, and 1 cent, you got to know that they're clickbait, right? Terra Luna is pumping up 8% right now. But if you look at the past 3 months, it's been slowly on the decline. In fact, it hit about 306 and has been on the decline ever since. Yes, it's up 8% today. Fine. But in the grand scheme of things, it's still dumping. And if you go to all-time high, it looks like an absolute rug. And any normal person, right, any normal person looking at this would view this as a rug pull because of what happened with actual Terra Luna, the algorithmic stablecoin, and UST, and absolutely rugged, right? But what happened there? Terra Luna Classic was worth what, $180 something or $116 at its all-time high. Most people are not going to want to buy cryptocurrency like that. Why? Why would they do that? Right? Why would they do that? A lot of people, right? Especially the degenerates, right? The people that get in the meme coins. No one's coming in buying Terra Luna Classic, right? Or Terra Luna at the time. But now, because what? $20 got you maybe 25 or 30% roughly, right? $20, 30% roughly of a whole Terra Luna share months ago. Now, $20 gets you a shit ton of Terra Luna, right? Because it's 3 zeros, what? 3 zeros, 1724. So what does that represent to a lot of people? Well, it represents the same thing Shiba Inu is, right? Starting off a huge supply, $20 gets you a lot. We all hear that story of that guy putting in $100 in the, Shiba Inu. It dumps to like $1, and then it absolutely sends to like millions of dollars, right? People want that same thing, but they're skipping over the realism, which is, right? What's the realism? What's the realistic point of all this? Does it make sense realistically for this thing to hit $1 with the market cap size it has, right? $1.1 billion, considering the entire market cap of cryptocurrency only at $800 billion. It makes zero sense. Absolute zero sense. But like I said before, cryptocurrency is a small space still. It's still a small market. 2 months ago or a month ago, we saw the entire stock market dump about $800 billion in one day. That's the entire cryptocurrency market out of the stock market in one day. It shows you how small cryptocurrency is as a whole, right? It shows you how small it is as a whole, which means projects have room to grow. So is it possible that Terra Luna becomes something more than it is now and is revived and is turned into some big ecosystem and this huge blockchain that everyone uses and builds off of? Yes. Is it possible? 100% possible. Is it probable? I don't know. In fact, nobody knows. And the people saying that they don't know. But all signs point to right now, if you were looking at this with all the evidence right now, and you got outside your echo chambers and you looked at Terra Luna from the outside looking in and seeing all the infighting and all the proposals and all the moon videos and all the FUD videos and just analyzed everything yourself, you would think it's probably not possible, but or probable, but it's possible. So that's my 2 cents on Terra Luna Classic. It's pumping up 8% today. Anything is possible. I have a moon bag. I have money. I have Terra Luna in the Terra Station wallet. I'm leaving it there. It's staked on an old staking validator, right? I don't really participate in it much anymore, but it is an interesting phenomenon because it's pretty much the most popular thing, in my opinion, especially in our space in cryptocurrency right now. This, in crypto.com, really. Everything else is like blue chips. Even like SHIB kind of fell off in the meme coin space. And right now, Terra Luna Classic has been downgraded to a meme coin or just that kind of vibe, right? So that's what I mean. Yeah, that's what I mean. So, and you got to ask yourself, a lot of the people, are people in crypto for the technology? Are people in the crypto for the technology, or are they in it to make a quick buck? I mean, the outcome has to be income with investing, right? That has to be the outcome every time. So, yes, do me a favor, smash that like button. Okay, so that's my 2 cents on Terra Luna. Of course, we'll talk more about it. I'm going to open the floor here. We're going to just chat with the chat a little bit. Let me write it down. And if you guys have anything to say, of course you can add to the conversation, all that good stuff. I'm going to ask you guys some questions and those sorts of things, and we'll talk about some stuff. All right, next, Terrarium, right? Terrarium. Now, is it a scam? Is Terrarium a scam, right? That's the question everybody's been asking. Is Terrarium a scam? Is it possible? Yes. Is it probable? That's the question. Now, there are a few things I've been looking at and just kind of thinking critically about the situation because I watch bits and pieces of the AMAs. And let me tell you something, their CEO, they got to get that man out of there. They got to make like Dr. P the CEO or something, because Milton is a complete shitbag in my opinion. I think he's just a terrible person. He's a terrible CEO. He's not very calculated. He's not calm. He's not cool. He's not collect. He's very emotional. And in my opinion, he's probably destroying the project, right? The project. Okay, let's talk about Terrarium. Terrarium is a centralized exchange, right? There's a lot of centralized exchanges in the space. A lot of them are having troubles right now, especially the smaller ones, because of all that's going on in the space with the market just kind of bottoming out. And I think it's probably going to get worse. And I think we're going to see more exchanges go when another Black Swan event happens. Who knows what the hell that's going to be? There are a few different Black Swan events that could happen, like Binance getting in trouble or Tether going down or something of that sort, right? The whole Mt. Gox thing, releasing Bitcoin, all that good stuff, right? So those are what could really like bring down the markets. And Terrarium wants to be a centralized exchange. Now, they are, right? They just released their use case, right? 2 days ago, right? Now, by those standards, they're not a scam. Why? Because they released a use case, right? They released a use case. They put out a use case. Now, in order to actually participate in user exchange, you have to be in India or the UAE, right? You have to be a resident of the UAE or India. So they're not okay to operate at the United States. Maybe you can use the VPN or whatever, test it out. I don't know. I would have tried to test it out just because I want to see what's going on, but I can't because I'm an American citizen. I suppose I could change my VPN, but so far they are not allowed to operate in the United States. I have to wonder how many of their actual holders or people that actually pump this project to the moon. Shout out to people like Ozzy Austin. Mostly Ozzy Austin, but we saw a little bit of Zach Humphreys and Austin Hiltons and a Europop, and everyone besides Europop, I believe, are American citizens. And Dean is living in the United States. So it's funny that they're targeting the United States, but cannot operate, right? They cannot operate at the United States. It's very interesting. But if you look at, hey, is Terrarium, Awandi, if you're from the UAE, make an account and let me know how it goes. And Racket Club, the reason why they're not allowed in the United States is because operating in the United States, that's why a lot of cryptocurrency exchanges don't operate in the United States. And if they do, some states they can't even run in. The only people that are unanimously allowed in all 50 states, I believe, is what? Kraken and Coinbase for sure. Kraken's, I don't know. Even Binance.us is not allowed to operate out of every state. Shout out to New York and shout out to Washington. You can't use Binance. Okay. So if you're looking at it as, did they deliver a product? Is it a scam? Then no, obviously it's not a scam. Now, people have a big issue with the devs selling massive amounts of Ethereum. Now, that big 163 ETH sell, I don't believe was from a dev wallet. I believe it was from somebody who bought in days ago, pumped the price, and then sold. Now, is that an artificial pump? Now, we do know in this space that, hey, a lot of developers, they will buy a shit ton into a project to cause hype. Right? They will buy a shit ton to cause a lot of hype, because when you get a lot of volume on DEX tools, because Terrarium doesn't have a ton of volume in it, people see that it goes on the trending and people want to buy into it. Right? Now, you can pay for DEX tools training and those sorts of things, but usually it's not like that all the time. Right? You can pay for a trending spot on DEX tools, but it's not like that all the time. When it comes to Terrarium, I looked at a few things in their past that really raised a little bit of red flags. The first big red flag was the fact that Dr. P opened 108 wallets in Terrarium without telling anybody. Now, Faltron and friends found that out and then told us about it. Now, at the time, me and Ozzy Austin were straight sucking on the cock of Terrarium. We were big moon boys for Terrarium, mostly Awesome. Awesome had the cock mostly in his mouth. I had the balls probably, right? We were both just knob gobbling it, right? But we were pretty much half the fun of supporting Terrarium was the fact that we could troll Saitama holders, because there was a clear divide between Saitama holders and Terrarium holders, because Saitama team did not like Terrarium because Dr. P, right, sold all his Saitama, and they denounced Saitama and made their own project, right? So that's red flag number one, is 108 wallets in the project. And the way we rationalized it was, oh, well, he put 108 wallets in Terrarium so he could hold the ground for liquidity, right? He put a bunch of money, right, and I think it was for 10 ETH each, right? It was a lot of ETH, right? So 108 wallets with 10 ETH each. We're like, oh, he can hold the ground floor. Now, of liquidity, which you want to see that. But here's the thing. Why, right? Why, first of all, did they not tell anybody? And why didn't Dr. P buy into the pre-sale? Now, his reasoning was because there was a pre-sale before the actual pre-sale. And the second pre-sale that I got into was, I think it was 10 ETH was the maximum. The pre-sale before that, there was no maximum for angel investors. So my thing is like, why wouldn't Dr. P just be an angel investor like the rest of everybody? Because he's part of the team. Well, it turns out, this is what I remember, Dr. P was late to the Terrarium team. Well, that's kind of weird. I'm like, well, why was he late to the team? Weren't they like kind of plotting this out forever? So that was a huge red flag right there. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. Now, Dr. P got sloppy and sent all that Ethereum to those separate wallets from the original wallet that held his Saitama. So Dr. P, at the all-time high of Saitama, I think it had about $77 million in Saitama, didn't really sell any of it until it started to dump. Now, people commend him for that, but guys, the liquidity in Saitama at the time, at the all-time high, there wasn't enough for him. He couldn't sell 77 million even if he wanted to. He could have started dumping earlier, but he didn't. He hodled onto the project. That brings me to my second red flag. These guys were all Saitama investors, former Saitama investors. Now, a lot of us were duped by Saitama, right? This year in crypto has been absolutely crazy. We've learned a lot, but we thought Saitama was a second coming of Christ. Turns out it was just another swap, bullshit ass project that rode the wave of the cryptocurrency hype, uninformed investors, you know what I mean? And all that good. And the meme coin pretty much pump and ran to a $7 billion market cap and is now down 170x from its all-time high. All those guys were former Saitama investors. In fact, some of them went to Vegas for the Sata Mask release. So if they didn't know Saitama wasn't if they ain't shit, none of them are crypto experts. But remember, all of them are professionals, but they're not DeFi guys, right? They're not all DeFi experts, right? And these guys are coming together to start their own project. Do you think that, what are the two reasons you think they started the project? Was it one, because they actually care about DeFi and they want to be a top project and they just want to do their own thing? Like, hey, we could be better. We love DeFi so much. We want to make our own centralized exchange. Or was it two, these Saitama goons are making so much money, let's do the same thing. Except this time, we're not going to offer a decentralized exchange. We're going to offer a centralized exchange. A little bit of a spin, but we're going to do something else, right? We're going to do something else. So what were their intentions? I don't know. Third red flag, the Binance listing. And I know people say, get over it. But that was where I got out of Terrarium and I sold my bag because of the Binance situation. Now, two excuses again, right? One, they got scammed. We believe everything for what they said. They thought they were talking to a Binance US listings person. They sent them $185,000 without doing the due diligence, or maybe they got really scammed. I don't know who they talked to on the phone and looked at their LinkedIn, but I guess they really got scammed, right? One. Or two, they lied about the Binance listing so they could pump the cryptocurrency product, sell out with some of the wallets that were in there, and use that all for whatever the fuck they want, whether that's developing the project more or whether that's just, making it, their lifestyles more extravagant. So those are the two different reasons why that Binance listing could be fake. Either or Binance listing rubbed me the wrong way. Either way, I was out because in my head, I'm like, well, what if some of these Saitama guys are right? What if Faltron was right a little bit? What if all those guys that were talking shit about Terrarium were right? And what if we're blindly trusting these guys because they're professionals in their own field? Milton's not well spoken. He sounds Milton, when he speaks, it sounds like a talking acorn. That guy has an IQ of a fucking doorknob, right? But Dr. P is articulate, and so are the other guys, right? So when we listen to them speak, we're like, oh, okay, well, maybe those guys, maybe they're just slick talkers, right? Maybe they got us. Well, a lot of people made a lot of money on Terrarium. I know personally who bought a house from Terrarium, right? I know Austin made money. Fucking Ryan Patrick made money. A shit ton of you made money, right? Because I get on the pre-sale, I made money. Like all of us made money, but we were able to sell a bag before they're down bad. Now, what has happened since then, right? Well, the hype has kind of died down. Terrarium really pressed the panic button. In my opinion, I don't think they honored Austin the correct way. I don't think they honored Austin the correct way. I think that they threw him under the bus. I think that they don't understand the impact Austin had on them. Austin was the one who got me into them. And the only reason why I got into them, because I was streaming late night. Austin said, get in on this pre-sale. I said, fuck it. I'll yeet $1,000 or $2,000 in there. Why not? Right? That's the only reason why I got into it. Now, to me, when Terrarium the hype started to die off, they pressed the panic button. What did they do? They paid Austin Hilton, Zach Humphreys, and Your Pop to talk about it. Now, look, I have nothing against those guys personally, right? Nothing. I have nothing, right? I have nothing against those guys personally. But what do we associate with those guys? Pumping shit up, right? That's what they do. They pump shit up. They send it to the moon. So when I saw that, I was like, these guys are really pressing the panic button this early, because that's what it is to me. You know what I mean? You think come on now, right? Come on now, right? But it didn't do anything for the price. Why? Because it's just the same community, right? It's just the same community. So that happened, right? And then recently they wanted to create something called TerraPay and ask for $6 million for the community. Now that seems scammy to me. Now, is Terrarium a scam? Is it possible? It's possible, but they have put out a use case. Is it probable? I think it's probable. But the same thing, just like Luna Classic, right? Just like Luna Classic, cryptocurrency is a small space. And as the space grows, can they become better? right? Can they kind of wash away all the bullshit that happened, right? All the bullshit that happened, since February. Can we get over that? Can they make Milton get some sort of media training so he like a straight dummy when he speaks to people? I don't know. The jury's out. Probable and possible. So at the end of the day, just like Saitama, they put out a use case. And a lot of people say, well, why would they keep building a project, right? Why would they put out a use case like Saitama? Why would Saitama keep marketing and put out a project? Because of the volume, because of the taxes. They're making thousands of dollars every single day from volume and people buying it. You think they're going to give up that meal ticket? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm going to invite Awesome to the stream. Do me a favor, smash that like button if you are enjoying the stream. Let me go and check the time here. Let me see, Austin. Give me 1 second. Let me go ahead and get Awesome in this bitch. It's been a while since me and Awesome went live together. I know Awesome's taking a little bit of break because he is sick. But let's get Awesome in the chat here real soon. I sent him a link. Awesome, the link has been sent to you. Let's see. Where did we end? 25:40. 25:40. 25:40. I'm doing time stamps in my stream now, so people that rewatch it can go to the topic they want, because that's a big criticism. Yeah, it's dumping, right? Rodney, what chart is that? Oh, this is Terrarium. I'm showcasing their exchange. I think it's Terrarium, right? Oh no, this is Bitcoin. This is Bitcoin. Bitcoin's dumping. I don't care about profits or losses. I care about Luna Classic. Don't be dumb. You know who cares about profits and losses? The whales, right? The whales in that project, right? Keep in mind, a lot of what's happening at Terra Luna and UST are a bunch of fucking people. Pretty much, are a bunch of pretty. I just lost my train of thought. Or excuse me, a lot of things that are pumping and dumping Terra Luna and like projects like that are just a fucking bunch of degenerates, right? They're people with large amounts of money, and you're just exit liquidity for a lot of them. So keep in mind, the way you should think about Terra Luna, in my opinion, is you put money in there, you don't even think about it. You just let it sit and see what happens. Maybe check up on it every few weeks, but I wouldn't even pay attention to the day-to-day news. Because it's one of those donations where it's like, it's one of those problems of products, in my opinion, that you just don't know. It's a wild card, right? It's a wild card. Scam Inu will be released and people will still invest. Well, I like meme coins. I still buy a lot of meme coins, almost at least weekly. It's just that I lose on most of them, and I win on some of them. It's just fun, but it's just gambling. Gambling's fun sometimes, right? And we got Awesome in the house. What's up, baby?
What's going on, man?
You sound like shit.
I sound like absolute shit right now, so yeah. Sorry about that.
All good. Dude, how you been, bro?
Trying to get over dude, like a week before the kids got out of school, right? They sort of came down with some shit, and like now the kids are back in school. Obviously the pandemic's over, but now everyone's just getting sick. And so like, when you have 3 kids, it just gets passed around. And so I feel like probably since September, it's just been a shit show, bro. So
damn, dude. Yeah, I feel like when one person gets better, like one person's starting to get sick, so by the time you get better, you get sick again or some shit.
Exactly. And I'm the last one to get it out of everyone again. So like it's just like but it's all good, man. I was like, you came on. I was like, we were talking, like we hadn't streamed in a while, and I was like, fuck it, let's jump on and talk.
Dude, it's been a long minute, bro. How you been?
I've been good, dude.
I haven't just talked to you on the phone earlier today, right?
Was it today or yesterday? I can't remember.
Oh, it was yesterday.
Yeah, dude. And like again, talking about Terrarium, and I know people, mostly people in MMA, I don't want to talk about it because every time it just causes a shitstorm. But I mean, it sucks because like, I'm happy that they dropped their exchange. How well the exchange does, I guess that's out for everyone to see. I mean, we don't know what's going to happen. This is a rough time to launch an exchange. I don't think that the trust isn't there for a lot of people. I mean, I don't have my stuff on exchanges. I don't know if you do, but I definitely don't.
Absolutely not. No.
And I'm not trading on exchanges either. Like if I'm buying something, I'm buying it on the decentralized side for everything that I own.
Wow.
So, it does suck though. I put out sort of my 2 cents on like just everything today, and I'm just saying like, we're in like, I don't think like, I hate being called a crypto influencer because like you sort of get labeled that because you talk about crypto. Like when you started your journey, you didn't start to be like, I can't wait to be a crypto YouTuber and talk about crypto and get paid, and promote all these shit coins. And I mean, like that wasn't your initial like maybe it was. I don't know. That wasn't mine. I don't
Yeah,
know if that
no.
was sort of your thing when you started.
No, I remember my first video was called My Kuma Inu. My channel was called My Kuma Inu Journey because I love shitcoins. I got into something called Kuma Inu, made some money, and I was like, let's just track my journey. And then people are like, hey, talk about Shib. Hey, talk about this thing called Saitama. Hey, talk about Hina Inu. Like all these fucking Inus, and I just started making videos. And then the projects hit you up and they say, hey man, we'll pay you $1,000 to make a 5-minute video on our shitcoin. I'm like, bitch, say less. You know what I mean? So that's how it gets started.
No, and that's the thing is like, you know, and what's crazy is that that's sort of what's expected in this space now, right? You talk about a project, then that influencer is most likely getting paid to talk about that project, right? I mean, if you just randomly start talking about a project, people will be like, oh, I wonder how much he's getting paid to promote that. And it's the same with me, right? I mean, I start talking about a project, like, oh, I wonder how much he's getting paid. And that's sort of where the space has gone. And what's unfortunate about that is that, like, out of this whole thing, out of everything here, right, is that like us YouTubers at the end of this whole thing, we hold the brunt of, like, we hold the shit end of the stick on this, no matter how you look at it.
Yeah.
You know, the community hates you after you leave, after you move on. The developers hate you. You know, you make a bad call and people get hurt. You know, they're going to remember you by the mistakes that you do, by the shit that you say, not by anything else. Like, no one comes to you and says, hey, Rodney, thank you so much for all the great plays you got me in on, even though they fucking rugged. Thank you so much for giving me a 10X. Does anyone come and say that to you?
No, absolutely not. No.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly. Because they only come back to you and say, thanks for flooding my bag, you piece of shit.
Yeah. You know what's crazy about that is, like, when Voyager went down, it's like, I like people who call out like big projects, but man, some of these seem like just fucking layups, you know? And these guys are getting absolutely wrecked for promoting some of these, like Voyager or Celsius or something like that. It's like, damn, you can't even win, you know?
But that's where, like, you know, I guess that's where sort of where I've taken a step back and just realized, you know, like, these projects, FTX included, they need the influencers more than we need them. And I get that we want to rely on the devs or rely on these projects because they do pay. And trust me, like, the pay could be very good. You know, I mean, it could be lucrative. And sometimes it's hard to, like, you're like, fuck, dude, like, should I say no to that or should I take it? I mean, you know me, we turned down some pretty big ones that we were like
90% of the projects I get chilled. Like, hey, we'll pay you $3,000 to have an AMA on. I'm like, I can't, not for this one. It's like something ridiculous. I'll take some here and there, but
what was that one that Saitama? Remember they partnered with that one? Fuck, what was it? And they were like the gang. They're like a gangsters or something. They were like sort of
the commission.
The commission, remember? And they were like, hey, we'll pay you 15-20 grand.
They offered,
and I was like, I can't do that.
Yeah.
And you and I, we called.
Yeah.
We were like on the phone, and we're like, we can't take that deal. It
Well,
was good money, but it was like, you just got done shitting on Saitama. Yeah, you're gonna go promote a token that is literally all supporting Saitama. Like, how would, like, that? But I mean, it's lucrative. Like, you could have been like, yeah, sign me up.
Dude, they were offering some insane bags to promote the commission. I just made you know what's crazy how out of touch they are? They went to me like a week after I made a video called Saitama knew his scam, called the commission. And you know what I mean? You know what I mean? I had like almost 10,000 views, you know? So I was like, dude, fuck this. I'm only having AMAs. So when I have AMAs, people can roast, or they can ask some tough questions and put the developers in a sticky situation, you know?
No, and that's sort of, and that's sort of where I'm going with this is like, you know, I just don't think I can promote another coin. I don't know if I can promote another new project. Like, just with all the shit, everything I've learned in 2022. And again, we're different, you know what I mean? Like how we go about it. But I just don't see like how I have no desire or the energy to promote a new project, because we know that almost every single one of those new projects will not make it. Like, we know that now. If 2022 hasn't taught you anything, that's one thing it should have taught you, is that almost every project that has launched in 2022 is still not here. Or it's most likely gone.
And even blue chips. You know what's crazy is that when I went to that Miami convention, I met every developer. I went to every booth and talked to them. It's on my phone. Some of them on stream and off stream, and I met a lot of those guys, and some of them seem like real honest, genuine people. I saw some cool play to earn games. I saw some cool different use cases for crypto and the blockchain technology. But the fact is, no matter how honest someone is or how good their intentions are, they're just going to fail. And it's like, well, how do you differentiate that between someone who's deliberately scamming people or someone who's really trying to make something happen, but it just doesn't work out?
Well, I think I mean, well, of course these people are going to be awesome people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, of course they're gonna be really nice and down to earth and, because they want your money, bro. Like, they want your community to invest in their project. They want my community to invest in their project. They want me to invest in the project and promote it because that's what's gonna allow them to live their dream, right? It's like going to work every day, right? If you take a job as a regular employee, maybe you're a senior manager for somewhere, right? You realize that you're working to provide a better living for the people that work above you, right? And so that's no different than crypto. When we're out here shilling videos or making content or coming and telling our community to buy into this project or whatever the hell they want us to do, like all we're doing is making their lives lavish and to be able to live with no stress and to do whatever they want to do and fund it. And half the time we don't even know who the fuck these people are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's like, why would I go and risk everything I've worked for to make it to where you can live a cush life and do whatever you want to do? And because like let's just take this, the pre-sale. Let's just take Terrarium. You're
Yeah.
telling me that their lifestyles haven't changed since they got all that money from the pre-sales and growing this project?
Yeah. Yeah. 100. Wait, repeat that again.
Like the life, like Milton's lifestyle and all the Terrarium people's lifestyles hasn't changed since they got all the money from the pre-sales and they boomed and sold and did everything that and working through this. Like, of course, their lifestyles have changed, right?
100%. But then there's the question of, well, if someone creates something that people like, because it's not just my point was, are they intentionally scamming you, or are they trying to put a product out there and do something good for the DeFi space and get paid lucrative, a ton of money for that because they put out a product or service? It's like anyone who creates anything great. Like, you want them to get paid, and that's the motivation for it, whether it's money, power, women, whatever it is, right? When you're creating something and putting it out to the world. But my thing is the intentions. Are you really trying to create something good, or are you just using crypto to make a ton of money and just dip out? Like, or
Well,
do you
that's the
want
thing though, is
legacy?
when you say when you define something good, right? So dropping another exchange is like, that's nothing new in this space. And hey, like, to each your own. Like, anyone can go and drop new wallets and do this kind of stuff. I guess my what I'm trying to say there is that no matter how you look at this, they're building a business to try to bring more profit to themselves, because you're not going to see that profit, even though you were out here making $5,000 a month or $10,000 a month. Like, at the bottom line of this whole thing, after 4 months of using you, they go on and they use someone else, but they're still bringing in millions of dollars while you only maybe brought in like 20K. So like, to you, you're like, 20K is amazing, that's great, I got it. But they're over here, laughing because they're sitting on $3, $4, $5 million, and now they got an exchange or they got a wallet or they got whatever they want, and they're pulling in money. And it's like, what did you actually get out of that?
I guess it's all about intentions, right? It's like,
But their
what?
intentions are still good. I think their intentions are good. That's what I'm trying to say, is that like their
Yeah.
intentions are good, but like there's nothing like, we're in this, like, I guess what I'm trying to say in this space, it's like no matter what, you get the shit on a stick. Even if you try to help out a project, unless you're in the project and a dev yourself, like you're going to get a couple $1,000 and you're going to move
Yeah.
on and do your life, while these other people will take advantage. And sometimes they move on and they rug and you never hear from them again. Or other times they try to deliver. And Terrarium did. They brought out an exchange. I don't know how good it's going to be or how good it's going to use. Like, kudos to them. But like it's still like, even us sitting here talking about it, like, they're still going to make money and live lavishly and do
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
they want to do. And who the hell are we now to even question what they got going on, right?
Well, I mean, the thing I look at is like before, when I was giving that little spiel before you came on, as I was talking about, like, looking at the evidence in the past and stuff. And to me, like, there's some huge red flags in there. But they put out a use case. Was it good? Is it going to succeed? I don't know. They put some shit out. And what I've been noticing about, like, projects that keep getting wrecked, either they're getting wrecked for not registering with the SEC, or they're not fulfilling their roadmap. They're saying something, they just scrap it, and they end up wrecking a lot of people. My thing is like, well, how do we know? Not Terrarium specifically, but some projects, whether they just failed because most new businesses fail, or they're just taking advantage of the blockchain because they can get around rules and regulations and make a quick buck. Because we've seen like a ton of examples of that in our space, especially like most notably with Time Wonderland, the Quadriga exchange, with that one guy who was a chief financial officer hopping from scam to fucking scam, or rug pull to rug pull.
I mean, look at FTX. I mean, FTX is a perfect example of just,
Yeah.
using the blockchain to fund his lifestyle or fund, and that's what's crazy about this, is that we're, when you really dial it down to, is we're buying fake tokens with Ethereum, right? Which actually
Yeah.
has value. And we're buying these like just made up tokens and you're putting money into them. And these people are giving, just like that video of that guy, and remember, the, what's his name? Joe or, where he drops it and it falls down, the guy's gambling it, and it's fake tokens. Like that's exactly like what we're doing here. You are giving people money to then go and they get this in Ethereum and they can go do whatever the hell they want to do with it,
Yeah.
buy a building, buy a car, whatever they want to do. And there's nothing you can say or do because you've already gave them the money, and it's unaccounted for money in a way, because again, they could just move on and that token goes nowhere. And now you just got this, like I said, a dust token. It's just crazy when you really start to put it into perspective, like how crazy this is. You know what I mean? Like how crazy we are to put money into these things.
Well, I mean, it's exciting, and I remember CoffeeZilla made a video about Sam Bankman-Fried. Sam Bankman-Fried talks about it pretty candidly. He's like, talking about a Ponzi scheme, pretty much. He talks about like a box or something like that, and you add all these things into the box, and pretty much the box is as valuable as what we say it is. It's not because it's the utility it brings us; it's because people keep putting money in. And if people keep putting money in, that box can have, whether it's just worthless or not, it's just a box, right? It has no use case or no way to generate revenue. It's like that box is given value because of us, and the motivation behind us giving that box value is for us not to be the greater fool, right? To be not the exit liquidity, but to use someone else as our exit liquidity, So that's the interesting thing about most of these tokens is that they come out with no use case and say they promise us the world and it'll come out with shit. You know what I mean?
Well, and that's what you have to, that's the hard part here is that like, they promise the world and then they don't deliver. But the thing is that what's nuts is that why do we know now, like you and I both know now, when a new project comes, like the chances of them delivering anything in the next 6 months is probably pretty small, right? Even MMAI. I mean, MMAI is coming out and they've been out for almost 4 months now, and they're just now, going to be dropping a wallet, but that's still 4 months, right? And so you're going, like, how come when these new tokens come out, how come there's so much hype around these new tokens when we know that like they're like they have nothing, like they have a fucking shitty ass webpage with a white paper that means nothing to me, and they go in these AMAs acting as if everything's great when we know like nothing's going to happen. Even Terrarium, right? We knew that Terrarium wasn't going to have anything until they added Terra, they added whatever the hell it's called, Terra Pool, after launch, but we knew that it was going to take 8 months to get into centralized exchange, right? 8 to 9 months. But we still put our money in there, we still invested in it, thing went nuts, and then it came crashing back down. But I mean, like, I don't know, man.
Well, I think that
I don't know.
Yeah, no, 100%. The Terrarium terrible. That's it's like you create your own launch pad, right? You start a project, you create your own launch pad so you can launch products out of. And then when people donate, when you have your own Terra pool, you're not using Pulo or fucking Pink Sale. It's like you control all the ETH or BNB or whatever you're using on that site. And it's like, to fund whatever your new project is. So it's like they made it so everything is theirs. Like they have the pool to hold the money. They have the launch pad, right? They have the exchange, and now they have the their Terra Pay or whatever shit, because the pool was for their Terra Pay, right?
Yeah, and that's the thing is like, how many of these now you get into that whole thing where with the pooling, right? Whether it's Pulo or any of the kind of things, like how do you guarantee that there's a 1-for-1 matching? Like how do you know that they're not robbing Peter to pay Paul with that Ethereum they just got from a launch, right? I mean, you control all that. That's like so much to control, and without like any there's really no protection for anyone in there. And like same with like Pulo, same with Pulo, we don't really know. We just hope that we get our tokens when they launch, right? I mean, that's really what you're hoping for. And same with Pink Cell. And then you see all the shit coming out with Pink Cell. It's just like, man, like it's just crazy that we give these people in this space, we give them so much credit when there's nothing that's really been proven. You know what I mean? Like even Pink Cell, it's a fucking joke, and we all know it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The only one that's consistently given out is Pulo. I mean, Pulo's done a good job, but we don't know the ins and the outs of them. Have you done a KYC on them? Do we even know like where the fuck is Pulo out of? Like, where do they store their money? Do they store it in a bank? Do they store it like which exchange did they put it on? I don't know, man. I start to think like it's nuts. How much, like I said, how much we give these people. We give them a lot. You know what I mean? And without us, they're nothing. Not just us, like influence. I'm talking community. I'm talking like people in crypto. Without these people, like these people are fucking nothing. So like, and then what happens is we give them stuff, and then they think that they're Incredible Hulk and that nothing matters. Nothing. Who are you now to tell me what I should and shouldn't do? And they get these fucking power trips, and it's like, dude, you were literally like chauffeuring a limousine 2 months ago, and now you're this fucking incredible dev. Like, who the fuck are you? You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But it's same with us, right?
No, that's 100% true. And I think that like people know this. They know this deep down. When I watch all these CoffeeZilla videos about like some rando putting 500K into Logan Paul's crypto zoo shit project, it's like, dude, there's two investors in this space, right? That understand, there has to be two different kinds. One is the person that literally sits there, hangs out in the Telegram, cups the balls of these projects and suckles the cock of these projects literally from start to finish. And these devs can do no wrong. They're in every Telegram, they're in every Twitter live space. They believe everything the devs say, and they're under some sort of spell. That's the first investor. And the second investor is an absolute degenerate. And I think that the latter is more common in this space because people see cryptocurrency as a space to make quick, easy money with no strings attached except for taxes and those sorts of things, a way to hide it from the government. But what happens is they end up getting wrecked by the dev, or they're the greater fool in the whole pyramid scheme process. And so like those are the two different investors in this space. And I think there's a level of personal responsibility that needs to go along with it. But the fact that there are some people that are peppered in there that really truly believe that said project is the next or is the second coming of Christ, that get stuck and hold the bag and end up, holding it all the way down to the ground.
Yeah. And I want to, Crypto Rich says, okay, I'm a limo driver. I wasn't saying that and throwing shade at a limo driver. I'm just saying like, you can't come and expect people to take you seriously if like now you're trying to run, this crypto project and be when you were just out here doing something different like that. That's what I'm trying to say is that people try to, and they can say that about influencers too, right? Rodney was you were delivering food and now you became, a crypto expert, right? And so people give, they say that shit all to me like, what were you before an influencer? And it's like, fucking no one. You're right.
Well, I mean,
no one before that.
I did that part-time, like for extra money.
I'm just saying, like, we were no one before we came on here and started entrenching ourselves in this and did it every day and learned about it and went through the processes and taken lumps on the chin, losing money. We've been here long enough to know now, like, what it takes to be in this space, and we're still here doing it. So, like, that's what I'm trying to say. But what happens is you get these other people that, like, they have no idea. They just know that, hey, dude, we just go on to Fiverr and get a contract launched, and we'll go out there, and then they take the money and they rug pull, and we don't even know who they are. And that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Is like, it's nuts to me that we give these people, these developers, so much credit when in all reality, like, who are they before this space either? You know what I mean? Do they really deserve that much credit? Do they really think that they're the Elons of the world now? And some of them act as if they are, which is just weird as hell to me.
Yeah, I mean, they have absolute huge egos. You see that. You saw that with Saitama in the beginning, and you see that with like Milton now. And the funny thing about Saitama was in the beginning, because Rustus lied about his past to us. Like he lied about his past to put on this facade, to pretend like he was a successful business person, so he could get the trust of the community. Which when we found out when his wife went on air and aired him out and stuff, it turns out that he wasn't this successful businessman after all. In fact, they were in a lot of financial trouble and those sorts of things. And I can hear myself in the background. I don't know if you have me going.
Can you?
I for a second there, I think it's gone now. Yeah, it's gone now. But we know that, there were maybe some financial hardship. And if you look at this from the top down and see like the gains Russ made and some of these like stories, these people, like what they came from, where they're at now, just the crypto, it is kind of amazing. You know what I mean? The way they did it. But did they do it the right way? Like, I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, you're totally right. Like a lot of people were like, doing different things or scamming in another way outside of crypto, came to crypto and saw this as the next best opportunity to make money.
And like, I mean, like, just look what's going on. I mean, and I'm not here to call projects that, but you got the Phantom project coming back out with the V2. You got what is the other one they're attached to? Like something like
V2
or V3 or I don't know what they're coming out to. Yeah, I just saw a thing. I just saw someone post. Was it old guy Dave came out and posted something saying that they were going to be them, and there's another one that they're attached to that they're launching another V2.
Oh,
it's just nuts to me.
Or
yeah, goat token. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing, it's the same thing in the space. I mean, come on, Phantom Project was going to create a decentralized social media platform. Like we're going to offer the use case down the road, and the developer comes out and does like a video doxing himself, and he looks like he just got off his shift at Hot Topic. Yeah, like we know what's going on there, right? Like obviously that's some big lots Walmart vibe bullshit, right? But then
that's the thing though, is we shouldn't be. I mean, like the people that have this like like let's take Terrarium for instance. I mean, a lot of us trusted Terrarium because like we're like, oh well, they're doctors and they got their names on the line
100%. That's the real reason why we trusted it, because of their professions.
because they're professionals. But it's just weird to me though that like we put our faith into a Boeing 737 pilot who still labels himself as a former Boeing 737 pilot. Like he's like, I'm the founder of Terrarium Exchange. I don't mean to mock on him, but I'm founder of this and I'm a founder of that, and like I'm this billion-dollar dude now. I'm also a former Boeing 737 pilot. Like, where does that cut? Where do you cut that off on your resume? You know what I mean?
Yeah. The funny thing about
sorry, Milton. I know you're
sorry, Miltits. But look, here's the thing about Milton, right? And the whole Terrarium team is that because when we looked at it, like half of it for me, right? Because I wasn't really involved in Terrarium like you were, but half of it for me was absolutely dunking on the Saitama community, just making fun of them because they hated the fact we were in Terrarium, so it was fun. And the second thing is, it's like, well, when we looked at the backgrounds of these guys, it's like, well, they all look like professionals, but there's one huge red flag that I noticed, but I really didn't pay attention to, and I didn't really want to acknowledge it at the time, was they were all former Saitama investors, which means what the fuck do they know about DeFi? Because if they were all like under the spell of Saitama, thinking it's the next best thing since sliced bread, like everybody else, they know just as much as we did at that time. And now they're starting their own exchange.
Well, everyone. So that's the thing, is that every token that launched, it all came because of Saitama, right? Shinja. Cliff was in Saitama. You go back, you go down the list of people. Everyone came from Saitama. All these devs that came out here, well, I'll just start my own thing. And Chiefy Weefy, to answer your question, I mean, if you go back and listen to Rodney's stream earlier on, he did say that we were slipping them. And you know what's crazy about this is that Terrarium was my first promotional content that was paid for in YouTube. Like I never took they were my first ones. And so I didn't really know how to go about it. That was my first time doing it. It is what it is, right? So, and at that time, you were excited for it because most of it was, hey, yeah, Saitama, like we're opposite of Saitama, and it wasn't necessarily for that, but it was just something that was different. In hindsight, right? We all take our mistakes here. Like, I just can't see myself doing that for another project. You know what I mean? Like, I just can't see myself doing that for another project because at the end of this whole thing, none of these developers give a fuck about you. They don't give a shit about you. They don't care about, all they care about is that you help them get to a certain level with your community, and that you put money in there, and then they were able to do whatever. And then really you don't really matter to them. You know what I mean? And I don't care what anyone says, but that's really how it works.
100%.
I mean, you know it, dude. I mean, like, and I don't want to call out projects here because I'll probably piss off a lot of communities, but like, it is no different here. People can say that, well, what about MetaMonkey AI? The reason why I'm excited about MetaMonkey AI is because I'm fucking part of the team. Like, I'm not a developer, but they treat me as if I'm one. I said I didn't want that title. I don't want that title. I don't even want the fucking CMO title. I just want to be in the know-how of everything that's going on so that I can feel confident talking about this and knowing exactly what the steps are moving forward. And I wouldn't be talking about MetaMonkey AI unless they gave me that opportunity to be that. And today I still got, they hit me up every single day, giving me updates on everything. Like, I'm a part of that. And so, like, not a lot of people in this space can say that. And on top of that, I'm not getting paid by them, which I know fucking pisses off Rodney. Rodney's like, dude, what the hell is your problem? But I chose that because again, I want to shift the paradigm here to where when you talk about a project, you shouldn't have to be paid to talk about a project that you actually like. But some of us choose to do that. And that's my own choice. Yeah. I'm just sick of the bullshit with these community tokens and how they treat the influencers because they talk about them. And you could see through just some people in here trolling. It's just really, really unfortunate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I mean, I always give you shit for. I honestly think you're too damn nice because I see these developers, and like before, I used to like not really put them on a pedestal, but like I would treat them like, oh, like this is, I work customer service my whole life, like, hey, like, oh, they're just a regular. They don't give a shit about me or you. They pretend they like your family. They pretend they like you. Oh, how are things going on the holidays? They don't give a single shit. What they do care is about using your platform. And if shit hits the fan and they got a rug or something because they live in another country or something, they could do those sorts of things, or maybe they're not doxxed. Who gets fucking blamed? It's you. So I don't put any developer on a pedestal, and I have certain guidelines. And it's like, dude, if you don't want to fucking, follow the guidelines I have for like promoting a project on my channel or being doxxed to come on an AMA, well, then we're not going to work together. And I don't give a shit because I don't need your money, because these devs do not, they will meet you and talk and say nice things to your face. and then just use you behind your back. It's just crazy. I don't trust devs anymore at all, no matter
No,
how
and I
close
mean
I am with them.
that's really what it comes down to, right? You're good to them until you're not needed anymore. And in this space, I mean, let's see. I started Terrarium in what did they start? We started in February, so I think it was like March, April, May, June. I was with them for 4 months. That's really not that long if you think about it. Like 4 months of promotion before we moved our separate ways. And
Yeah.
so when you really think about it, like I've been with MMAI for almost the same amount of time that I've been with Terrarium, and I was getting paid for Terrarium. I'm not getting paid for MMAI, but because again, that's my choice. Because again, I don't want to be looked at as like I don't think that I need to sit here and promote a token and be paid for it. Like, and I'm making that. That's where, and that's again, that's my shift moving forward. Like, I'm not going to sit here and talk about content, like especially this community, these new projects. Like, I'm not doing it, dude. I just can't do it, man.
I don't mind doing AMAs and doing like 10-minute like promotional like streams if I want to promote like a stream or something like that. But just like the last promotion I did, dude, if your fucking website looks crappy, you have grammatical errors, I'm gonna talk about it. Like, these people want to pay me all this money to talk about their projects? Like, do you not watch my channel? Like, if there's something bad, we gotta talk. I'm sorry, we gotta talk about it, But yeah. I mean, I get where you're coming from too. And dude, I mean, you're traveling to South Korea. Yeah, Joe, damn on everything. I'm traveling to another country without getting paid for it. But I know MetaMonkey's treating you right. I know the team. You guys are actually really legit,
And and I'll be hopefully going back out. Hopefully, I mean, I'll be going back out to South Korea, because I want to see them. I'll be going out there for like a month and a half to help build the blockchain. Like that's an opportunity that no one gets. Like to go out there and actually be in there with the team to build the blockchain, like put it all together, put all the pieces together. It's already being built, but I mean, you got to put all the pieces together, and just to get that opportunity, like not a lot of people in the space can say that they were there to be a part of that. You know what I mean? So like,
Yeah.
to me, I'm like, dude, fuck the money. I'd rather just go see the experience and be able to see it all. You know what I mean? Like, money's great, but like, is that the end all be all to what we're doing in this space? Because I didn't come to this space to make money off of other projects and make these other projects get millions of dollars. That's not why I started making crypto, and that's what we are doing now. You promoting a token only makes it to where these people get more money in their pocket, and I don't give a damn about these fucking people. So why the hell would I help them promote a product? Why would I help them spread the word so they could just go fucking rug 6 months down the road and there's no repercussions? But for us, there's repercussions. I can't do it anymore, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I made this channel literally in his most. Thank you so much for the $50 donation. Taylor says, A-Team loves Austin and Roddy so much. MetaMonkey AI, MMA. And I see what you guys are doing. Thank you so much, Taylor, for the $50. God damn. Thank you so much for the $50 donation. And yeah, I mean, that's the trouble with it all. Well, the reason why I made my channel, obviously, is it's called My Crypto Journey. It was for my crypto journey. I wasn't even making money off this for, the first couple of months I was doing it. And then, I saw a way that I could monetize, and we're monetizing it now. But I don't mind taking sponsorships and those sorts of things for cryptocurrency projects. I mean, I've turned down some generic ones like Manscaped and some cryptocurrency exchanges like crypto.com reached out to me recently.
You had Coin Market Cap that was sponsoring, or you were doing work for, which was pretty badass.
Yeah, and all those sorts of things. But I think independent has to be the way to go. But I mean, the thing is, like, there are so many cryptocurrency products out there, and I want to be associated with one that's going to do things and be big in the space, and that's going to pay me for doing that going forward. But it's hard to find those good, solid products that are not like already performing. And even those ones, man, like imagine getting a DM from FTX a year ago and saying, "Hey, you want to promote our project for $20K a month and just use affiliate code?" Would you have done it? Yeah. Would I have done it? Yeah.
Of course we would have, dude. Like, there's no one could have predicted. That's what sucks about this is everyone's getting on these fucking people for promoting FTX, and those people were like, you sit here and watch BitBoy. He promoted FTX, like he promoted
Celsius.
Like that's what I'm trying like. And that's where I guess where I'm over this whole thing is you got these people in here and that are so quick to call out your failures that they never see what you've done good. It's always the failures of the space and what you did. And like that's the sucky part about this is that no matter we are in a lose-lose situation. Even if you might have done good during the bull run, now you're paying now you got the repercussions for all the things that are coming down in this bear market that you promoted and talked about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
100%. But you see that with it's just the internet, bro. You see that with everybody.
But now they're getting sued. I mean, you're seeing Steph Curry get sued, Tom Brady getting sued.
Class action. Well,
you're probably gonna get bit boys. I mean, all these influencers are probably gonna get rolled up. I mean, you're seeing the pump and dump groups that are now the SEC's filing against. I mean, you're starting to see this come out.
That's fucking crazy.
And so and that's the next question is a Discord a pump and dump group? A Discord with
Yeah.
1,000 people, is that a
Yeah.
pump and dump group? Sure. Are they going to be held accountable now for their pump and dumps?
I mean, the jury's still out on that. J-Dub, thank you so much for the $20 donation. I appreciate that. And I think Wilson says, love it. Love you two guys. You should do more live streams together. Yeah, well, that's the thing. The thing about brokerage accounts is that all your personal information is tied to that, right? So it's easy to get that information from, I don't know, Weeble or whoever the fuck you use to see what your plays are, and then coordinate that with your calls and those sorts of things in your Patreon or in your Discords. And I do think that they're going to come for people that do that in crypto, because it's the same thing. Because these people, like we saw with people like Lark Davis, who's a YouTuber that I like, right? It's been proven from people that investigate these things, shout out to Zach XBT, that these guys are either buying into these cryptocurrency products or getting tokens, one of the two, who knows, or maybe being sponsored by them. They're talking about them, so their large community, their large Twitter following, will buy in, and then they're dumping shortly after. So what? Now their community is the greater fool, right? They got they are X liquidity for the influencer, which is fucking horrible.
Yeah, you gotta no, but that's sort of what I'm talking about here, is that like our communities are turned into the exit liquidity for these developers. Like the developers are 16 steps ahead of everyone investing. And then what they do is they go and they talk to people like you, they talk to people like me, and they use our platforms to get out there and talk about these, and for pennies on the dollar. I mean, like what we charge compared to like what YouTube would charge for them to promote, or what they charge, like what we charge for like them to go on to a commercial, is chump change. Like this is easy money for them to come in here and do this. And like, like I said, I mean, like it's crazy that we even give them a platform. It's crazy that we give these projects a platform to even grow their communities or do whatever they want to do. Because without us, they would be nothing, dude. Nothing. And I get that they say like, oh, this guy's full of shit. You would be nothing, dude. Like you can't sit here and say that our communities would, if our communities didn't know and we weren't talking about you and gave you any information, no one would care.
Well, that's you for Terrarium. If you didn't say shit about Terrarium, no one would give a shit. I'm telling you, no one would give a shit. They'd be another shit coin that just died off a week after they launch, because I remember Ryan Patrick turned them down. Remember, Ryan Patrick turned them down because it wasn't enough money or some shit they said.
Yeah,
but here's the thing. Okay, MetaMonkey AI, hypothetically, right? And maybe one of my sponsors, Voltini, right? I know MetaMonkey's not sponsoring you, but you're a big MetaMonkey AI guy. They have from what I can see from Skywalker, from everyone that's investigated MetaMonkey AI, even if you look at their liquidity to market cap ratio, if you look at the fact that they got the CertiK audit before they even fucking launched, that means they invested $50,000. Or the fact that they spent $1 million in South Korea with NS Labs, right? If you look at all those sorts of things in their best intentions, and they fail in a year because it didn't work out, well, what do you chalk that up to?
I chalk it up to, I mean,
good intentions that just failed.
Yeah, and it would suck. Like that's what I'm saying. It would. This one would. I feel like, because I've taken it after the whole Terareum thing. Like I've taken sort of a step back. Like I don't even promote tokens anymore. I wasn't even going to promote MetaMonkey AI. I literally was like, what the fuck is this? I mean, I told everyone that. And, it wasn't until I talked with Andrew and I talked with Augie, and it felt different. And then I signed an NDA with them, because I was like, well, if you're going to say all this, like, prove it to me then. Be like, prove it. So, okay, well, here, sign an NDA. So I signed an NDA, and then I started to see behind the scenes stuff, and I was like, wow, okay, maybe this is legit. I saw the Pure wallet, and I was like, oh shit, they actually have a fucking wallet. And then they're like, hey, let's do, so like I saw, like I could see like what they were doing, like Dr. Kim, and talking to Dr. Kim, and like seeing like this is a real dude that makes technology in North Korea. Like this is no, like, it's not just some fucking made up stuff. I know people can't get the name past the name, and I'm critical of the name too. But it's not going to change how I feel, because you can have a shitty name and still deliver great product. Like that doesn't change. You know what I mean? And like that would suck. I don't think it's going to happen, because I think there's just too much invested in it already. Like the $1 million that came from Augie and them, that wasn't even part of MMAI's pre-sale or anything like that. Like I don't think Augie's just going to walk away from $1 million.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like that's not going to happen. Oh, did I say North Korea? Sorry. North Korea. The fan text was saying North Korea. Did I say North Korea? Sorry, I was thinking about Kim Jong-un up in here. No, but like that's what I'm saying. I just think there's a lot of money invested in it, to where I just don't know if I don't see that happening. And plus, like, you don't see a dev team going and staying in dorms.
No,
like people that have already had a successful life doing business, like, and they started to branch off. Like you see them going and staying in dorms. I don't know, man. And then I flew over there and saw it. Right then, I actually saw it with my own eyes. met with the team. It's just a different dynamic. But I know this for a fact, and Andrew knows this for a fact too, and so does Augie, that they wouldn't be in the position that they're in right now with a community the way that they have if it wasn't for me, if it wasn't for you, if it wasn't for the other people in this chat or anyone. Because like we wouldn't have got to 1,000 ETH in this bear market if we weren't talking about it. Yeah. Do you think they would have got to 1,000 ETH if I wasn't talking about it, or you, or anyone else?
Close. Well, mostly you, but because you put me onto it and you guys helped with
promotion. Like, you think that they would have even? You think that they would have had? I mean, I'm not saying that to gloat. I'm just saying that like that just shows you how much that they need this cheap marketing that we give them to boost up their liquidities, to boost up their pre-sales, to boost these things up. And it's like, when do you finally say, you know what, fuck you, I'm not doing that anymore?
Yeah, 100%. And then thank you so much, Slim Cheeses. Have a good night. Yeah, man. And their intention, it seems like their intentions are pure. And that's the same thing when I went to these the convention. It's like I didn't see like Russ or Kings or Milton and all those people. Like I didn't get that vibe. Like I saw people that actually looked like they gave a shit about their project. Now there were some that are degenerate shitcoins, but I saw one, I think it was called DeFi Kingdoms, like this really well thought out games with these crazy levels, this play to earn system. And I'm like, these guys actually give a shit about a project, but it's probably going to fail. And that's what I'm talking about, the intentions behind it. Like how much, I don't know how much those people invested into those projects and how much they actually care, you know? And so that was my biggest thing is like, how the hell do you tell the intentions of a project if it's not just clear? Which clear is, oh yeah, we're going to put out a use case in 1 year from now. We're going to be a play to earn use game with NFTs, you know, like that's obvious, right? But how do you know, you know?
Because I think you could actually see like someone who's business savvy, and like Augie is business savvy, like Andrew, or they're business savvy. You know what I mean? You could tell the partnerships and what they're doing, and like that's what got me. And same with Dr. Kim. Like he's a scientist and he can do all this stuff, but he's a businessman, dude. Like he owns NS Labs. Like he's a business guy. And like I guess that's where we're differentiating this. And like they've never been in crypto before too. So like this is their, like they've been in blockchain technology. They've been in, you know, DeFi, but again, you don't have to be in DeFi and do crypto and do blockchain technology and have to own a token to be doing that. You know what I mean? Like everyone just associates cryptocurrency and DeFi as one, and they're not. Because you can have a blockchain that has no crypto attached to it. You can have all the stuff that has nothing attached to it, or whatever you want to do, right? You don't have to. You can have a metaverse and have no money attached to it, but still be a metaverse. Like people just assume that you have to have a cryptocurrency or a token attached for it to be like an actual use case, and like you don't have to do any of that. And like,
no, go ahead.
I don't know. No, I'm going on a ramble now. I fucking know what I'm saying. I'm just basically, I guess, what it comes down to for me is that the business side of it is like what got me with MMAI. I mean, you could make more money delivering a product and delivering a decent product out there that might be different, where people put their money into it, than you could just scamming people. Like what is $2 million? Like their liquidity is $2 million. What the fuck is that going to do for you? Like if you rug today, what does that do for you? $2 million. I mean, I get some people are like, that's a lot of money.
For one person, maybe, but if it depends where your life is at. For a development team, no.
But $2 million for one person, is that really worth it? Is that really what we're here for? Like we're only here for $2 million?
No, definitely not. No, definitely not. And my thing is like, well, like you said, the reason why you trust MetaMonkey AI so much is because you know the team intimately. Well, how do you do that? We have AMAs, right? You have AMAs where people can ask, hey, what the hell is your background? Hey, what did you do before this? Hey, how much are you investing in the project? And that's why I do enjoy AMAs, because I think it gives people like an idea or of who they're investing their money in, because it's not what they're going to offer, right? Because I'm sure people are tired of the, oh yeah, give me $50, I'll give you fucking $200 a week later if you just hodl. I think people are tired of that. Now they're looking for good long-term products. So, you know, buy and hodl during the bear market. And I think the best way you could do that is AMAs, where you could actually ask those weird, awkward, tough questions, right?
Yeah, I think AMAs are good, to have. I didn't feel that, like, with MetaMonkey AI, I didn't feel that it was like that's not sufficient for me. You know what I mean? Like, especially if you were asking me to do, be a part of it, like you wanted me to be a part of it,
But when you had an AMA in my channel with Augie, dude, like I'm like, okay, I learned a lot about Augie. And someone asked him a tough question about his past. Like, hey, how come on your LinkedIn it says you only had some company for a little while? And he like explained it perfectly. It's like, okay, well, that was brought up during a Twitter live space that someone taught. I remember I was lifting weights, and then he came on my channel and talked about. I'm like, oh, okay, well, that all snapped. I'm like, okay, well, now that FUD is squashed because he came out and answered it.
Sales Catcher, which was just another business rebrand and moved on. It's same location, different name.
Fine,
so And I think that that's the other thing too, is like there's a location, and looking at William here's like when MMAI pump, like that's another thing too, is that I never geared towards that. Like I'm so sick of this fucking when pump shit. Like why does it have to be about the pump? You know what I mean? And like that's what I did not want out of MMAI. I mean, we see what happens when shit pumps. You've seen it, dude.
Yeah.
When something pumps, it's almost unrecoverable.
Yeah.
Name one token that's actually pumped and been recovered now.
No, nobody right now. It's crypto. The entirety of crypto is just not like that.
It's like when you go to a 10, if MMAI pumped 10x and it was down where it's at right now, it would look disastrous. Who would want to invest in that?
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I look at the chart right now, and it's not. I don't think it's that bad of a chart. I mean, it's down.
Yeah, well, everything is. I don't think it's a bad chart either. And to me, the big thing is the liquidity to market cap ratio is insane, right? That's such a feather in the cap of that project, just because it's like, dude, so many projects are just not like that. You guys are pretty much, 60, 70% liquid,
Dude, we're 51% down from all time high. Like in this shit market right now, like to say that you're only 50% down from your all time high. I mean, I don't think that that's that bad. Like, I mean, again, that's just me. Some people can say, well, that's,
Well, look, I think if you're down less than what Bitcoin is down year to date, I think that's a win, because Bitcoin's down 65 or 67% year to date. You know what I mean?
That's true. I mean, and Ethereum, and I mean, like all these, and we know that Bitcoin drives the market. We know that Ethereum drives the market.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, like I'm actually happy that we're only 50% down, because you go and you look at a lot of these other projects and they're 95% down, 97% down, 99% down, like
99. Most of them.
They're still out here going, we're going to develop, we're going to grow. It's just the market. It's not just the market. It's because you got over pumped. People pumped the shit out of you and made your chart look like garbage. And then everyone became exit liquidity in your project. We didn't do that at MetaMonkey AI, and that was one thing I told you I didn't want to do that. I was like, dude, I'm not doing this. If I come on here, like, I'm not doing this. And people were like, well, fuck you. You're a piece of shit for not pumping the charts. And they got all mad at me for not pumping the charts. And I'm like, are you kidding me right now? Like, who?
Well, those are the people that are like, hey man, I'm here to make fuck. I'm here for you to 5x my money so I can get the fuck out. Those are those people.
I'm here for you to be my exit liquidity. That's what I'm here for. And like, I'm just not about that,
So many projects, like I'll be on a call with them and they're like, hey man, like what can we do to pump our price? And I'm like, if you're looking for an influencer to like pump your price, you're dumb. Unless you're going on a call channel, right? You're going on a call channel. Let's be fucking honest, guys. A lot of these call channels are paid to play. What does that mean? Like, unlike, Shark Tank, that, like shows like that, right? Where they have calls where they look at cryptocurrency projects. It's like, dude, like, what kind of investors get into those projects on those channels? People that want to make a quick buck. Is that good for longevity of your project? No. Is it good for you to make a quick buck? Yes. If the developers, if the people hosting those things, if the holders are all cool with, you make it a 10x and then dumping to oblivion after that, well then fine. But a lot of projects, they come to me and say, or I don't know if they ask this to you, what can we do to pump our price? Like, can you send us to the moon? I'm like, no one can send you to the moon right now in these conditions unless you go that route.
And even when you go that route, like, I mean, that's the other thing too, is the manipulation of these charts are insane.
Oh yeah.
So, like the devs are putting money into this, and then again, I think it's pretty obvious. So some of these cryptocurrency projects that launch, that these developers are obviously pumping the chart. I mean, how else do you think that you're able to come out and have a 5 or a 10x in these markets? You really think people are buying in, especially when you only get to like 400 holders? And you 10x somehow, people are putting in 50 ETH. Are you kidding me, dude? No one's going to come into your shit project and put 50 ETH into a project. Like, it's not happening, dude. Unless you know for a fact you're getting that back on taxes, or you're getting that back in some return, period. End of discussion.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. I mean, look at this wallet that bought all that Terrarium, right? And then they ended up, selling it all. Like, or they pumped it in the price up there and stuff like that. Well, I mean, they do that all the time, bro. Like, they'll buy, like, the people on the team obviously are, buying back the charts and causing this huge FOMO, which gets a lot of people to, because people like to buy in green candles. No one likes to buy in a fucking red candle,
Yeah, and I could say, okay, $50, $60, 60 ETH, okay, no big deal. But when they come in and they do 60 ETH, 60 ETH, 50 ETH, next thing you know, they have 200 ETH in there on one wallet or whatever they're doing, like, that's a lot different, right?
What do you mean?
Oh, like that's where it becomes now they're pumping the bag, right? Now they're pumping the chart to get to that level, right? They want to get to that 10x because they want to be trendy and they want to do all these things. They want to push it, things like that. And Jack, to answer your question, that's why I don't do videos on it because
that's an alt account. That's not Jack has never been in my chat before. That's a fucking that's probably Mill Tits and his fucking little fucking shit. Yeah, alt account. How about you take a time out?
It's so funny, dude. But that's good. I mean, that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Like, it's a shit coin. You know, there are projects there are literally projects that we're going to invest in. Like MMAI is my last project that I will a new project coming out that I will probably promote on my channel. Like I will do, like you and I talked about talking in a Twitter space and having some people come in and talk. Like you and I talked about doing that kind of stuff, and I'm on board with that. But as far as like my channel goes, like I just don't see myself talking about cryptocurrencies. You know, making a single video. Are you going to make single videos for projects anymore? Like, do you see yourself like, man, look at these white papers. They're so great. I can't wait till, hell no.
I can't do that anymore. The only thing I can do is just like, we can review your project on here. You could have an AMA, but let me tell you, if somebody donates and they ask an awkward question or someone just asks a question in the chat, I'm gonna ask it. If you're uncomfortable with that, like, I'm not going to do anymore. Like so many people, like these development teams are like, hey, here's a list of point by point. I'm like, no, I don't do that no more. I don't do the point by point no more. It's like, you want to come have an AMA, fine. If you want me to actually, share my honest opinion on your project, fine. But that's what you're going to get,
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, that's better for the project anyways, because no one buys the Moon Boy shit. No one does.
I think we're past that, even though we still do, like, we enable that behavior, like, in this space, like you man, we enable the hell out of that behavior. I mean, people buy into these fucking pumps, and next thing you know, they're like, oh my god, I have this fear of missing out. I better jump on fucking Dino, you know what I mean? Because it's going crazy.
Yeah, but it's always like, hey man, like the message is always the same. It's like, dude, you're gambling. Like, make sure you take your profits and don't hodl, whatever. Like anything I promote, it's like, dude, get in, make it.
Vader. Remember Shiv Vader, dude? And you're like, yeah, I bought it, and like fucking dump the next like 2 hours, and then they're off. We'll be here for the next 5 years. Yeah,
they were in the chat like, meh, 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 meh. And then I was like,
BTFA was the same way with me, right? BTFA was like, they got all mad at me, now what was his name? Big Fiji was all pissed off at me for and again, no hate, but I mean, like, that's an unfortunate situation. We can go down the list of things that are just like, damn, dude, what did this year do? What did this year do to this space?
It's crazy, bro. What a fucking nutty situation. And the crazy thing is, like, I think that the point that people have to take home is that, dude, we don't know shit. People think influencers know shit. We don't know shit. Like, we know shit, but we don't know shit. We don't know what's gonna pump next year. All we can do is look at like the best evidence. And sometimes that best evidence isn't enough, especially with some of these. No one fucking knows. You know what I mean?
No one knows, dude. No one knows. But like, that's the thing is, like, it's hard, dude, because it's like, you want to support projects, but then there's sometimes where, like, you can't support the project because you already know there's a pump and dumper in there. Why would you want to go jump in that project or even support that project when you know that there's a person in that project that, like, is just like, it's just not someone you want in the project?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%.
It's hard. It's like, damn, dude, I don't know if I want to be in that project because they probably got tokens before you anyways.
Dude, 100%. You know how many times I get offered like part of the supply for tokens? I'm like, you cannot do that. Like, you cannot do that. If Vitalik came up to me or someone that has an established cryptocurrency product and said, you want part of the supply, I would agree to that. But these products that are popping up out of nowhere, they're like, hey man, we'll give you like 5% of the supply. I'm like, no, like, why do I want your supply? I mean, sometimes it runs, but most of the time that's just a bad way to go about it. And when that happens, bro, and you get exposed, that is not good.
And to answer William's question here, do I think Terrarium can succeed? Yeah, I think Terrarium can succeed. I just don't know if the token can succeed. Like, I think Terrarium as a centralized exchange, like, you're a centralized exchange. Like, if you run it right, you get people to buy in India and Dubai and here in the United States, like, you could probably function good as a centralized exchange if you can get through whatever hiccups you got. Unfortunately, it's a very new exchange. I'm sure if Bitcoin starts dropping right here and people start shorting that exchange, it's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
And we all know that centralized exchanges are really hard to get over. Like, I mean, they just don't make it. But I will say this, though. I will say this is that, I just don't know if their token will. They have to change their token somehow because it's detrimental to everything going on. And maybe when they have the blockchain and they're able to roll it up into a coin, they can change all that. I don't know. But it will be tough for them, the token, to succeed in the state that it's in. That's just me being honest. People can take that as FUD. I do see that. I could see them doing okay with an exchange, though.
Yeah, it's an interesting situation for Terrarium. Like I said, like in the beginning of the chat, is it probable, possible? If anything's possible, right? But is it probable? I don't think so. Like I just don't see it. But I mean, to each their own. You do you. I'm not an investor. You know, I know people are still are, but you know, do your thing. But I do think things are going to get worse for cryptocurrency. Maybe over the next few months, and then we'll start to see some recovery halfway ish through the year, and then we're running to 2024.
So why? So what's wrong with the token? The token, just the tokenomics. You know how the token structure and the contract is just not sustainable for what we're dealing with here, right? I think they know that. You know what I mean? And maybe that's why TerraPay is coming out, and dude, and I don't really understand the whole TerraPay thing. I haven't really spent a lot of time with it, but I just don't understand. I don't see the value in multiple tokens in an ecosystem. I guess you and I both agree with that. Like, and again, SHIB is again, they're the exception, not the rule, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's a different token, different community, different everything. I don't know how that's all going to work together, dude. But the token that they have right now, like for instance, they can't even get rid of like the 1%. They have it to a 2% tax right now.
Yeah.
And Terrarium will always have that burn tax. They can't get that burn tax. That 1% burn tax will always be there. They can never get rid of it. Milton said that in an AMA, and I was like, damn, dude. So like that tax will always be there.
Yeah, 100%. And yeah, SHIB is always like the it's weird because like I mean you feel differently about SHIB. I like SHIB as a project. I think that some of the shit they were doing just seems like super like low tier scammy dev shit, you know, like that we get in our space. Like, oh, here's a countdown for our new website. Pump bone to oblivion, you know, like 40% in the day. That's a lot of money, you know. And then you know, people are taking profits and they have 4 tokens in their ecosystem. Yeah, I mean, like Binance, for example. I mean, Binance is, you know, they started off as an ERC20 token, right? Then they made their own chain. Now they have the, you know, BNB as their own coin, you know, and that's like the goal of a lot of these projects, right? They eventually got off the Ethereum blockchain and became their own coin, and now they have their own ecosystem, you know.
And when Terrarium does that, right? He says, you know, they said that they'll do a conversion. Well, until that conversion happens and you can see it all get converted over, like there's no point in putting your money in there knowing that token, the state of that token right now, until that happens, like I honestly feel like you'll be exit liquidity. Like there's no way people could, like there's no reason for you to put your money in Terrarium right now. And again, this is just me being, I know they can hate me for this, but it's true. Like if you know that something could be sold on you to pay for employees, and I get that they got to pay for employees, I get all that, but like why would I want to give my money to pay for the employees? Like that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that's crazy to me because people always compare like, well, Elon Musk sold Tesla shares, and it's like, guys, that's fucking bananas to fucking, you know, fucking asparagus. It's not.
But he's been doing it for 20 years, dude. Like
that's what I'm saying.
You can't even compare. Like it took him 20 years to be able to do that. So like, you know, these people have been out for what, 9 months, and like, you know, I mean, like and again, it's the way their tokenomic structure is. We already know that if they were able to get rid of the marketing wallet, it would be fine. We wouldn't even have these issues.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's crazy to me. Like, that's so much ETH to be selling, but they need to pay for things and those sorts of things. You know, that's nutty to me. It's crazy to see that sort of thing, and then people say, "Oh, Elon Musk sold Tesla shares," and it's like, dude, he's not fucking Elon Musk, my guy. You know what I mean?
It's just like the thing. Like we're gonna be the next SHIB. You know, as soon as I hear that, I'm like, I'm out. You know, these guys are, you know, when they were comparing, you know, Russ to you know, Steve Jobs, I was like, oh my god.
I remember that shit. I almost lost my fucking mind. See, that's when like my realism came in because, you know, we both work in the real world. And I saw shit like that, I was like, I don't know if that's an even comparison, you know?
No, it's not, dude. Who's Russ?
Steve Jobs.
What has he done? Like, what has he honestly done? I mean, I'm not here to throw shade, but I'm just like, these people. These people have such big egos. Like, who the fuck are you outside of the space?
You know, yeah, I know. I mean, and the thing is,
who am I outside of this fucking? I'm no one, but I don't act like I'm fucking, you know, you know, I'm Steve Jobs.
You know? Yeah, I know. Some of these guys act like they're the second coming of Christ. You know, I mean, but here's the thing: if you spent a year just becoming filthy rich and just making, I mean, a lot of us think they took L's, but to their perception, all this money they're making, they're just taking W after W. You might think that shit's a layup. You know, like I sit here.
Well, it was a layup, dude. They were making Impact XP fucking pump. They sold. You know,
I think they made Mononoke. I think they made Mononoke too. I think they made Mononoke.
Yeah, Mononoke, probably XRP, or is it not XRP? What was the other one? Fucking Impact XP. Like you go down the list of these tokens that they launched on. Say that you don't. They had their hands in every single thing, making money like off all. They didn't. launch a token underneath their ecosystem, but they were launching tokens. You know what I mean? Like, it's nuts, dude. It's nuts.
Yeah,
And you know it. I mean, we have the same development teams probably coming to us and saying, "Hey, can you pump this token?" And it's probably their 15th fucking project that we're like, "Yeah, that sounds good. Let's talk about it."
100%. And guys, a poll just ended, and I put this up yesterday. Said, okay, which fake listing was more iconic? Terrarium and Binance or Lily Finance and Coinbase? And the winner went to Lily Finance and Coinbase. Wow.
That's impressive. Well, I mean, the Lily, I mean, that's again,
Fuck.
I think the writing was on the wall there too with all of us. I mean, it's nuts, dude. This space is wild. It's crazy looking back, dude. We should do like a 2022 rewind. Oh my God.
Dude, I'm thinking about it, you know, like, or some kind of like compilation of just all like the shit, you know, all the shitty shit we've been through, because it's been crazy, man. It's gonna be interesting to look at like the channel like years down the road and like just really be able to see like all like the huge like losses like, you know, we've taken and stuff like that. And I mean, that's for a lot of projects though, really.
You know, the projects that are here to deliver will continue to deliver. The ones that aren't, they'll be gone in a year or so. They'll eventually fall through. Partnerships don't usually work out. It's just how it's going to roll up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right, man. In closing, let me getting out of here.
Yeah, I got to get out of DC, so I fucking forgot
you
about
do.
it.
Mr. Developer, got anything, man? Is it for MetaMonkey?
Yeah.
You're going to be the Telegram?
Yeah, in the Telegram.
All right. Well, if you guys want to check that out, join Austin over in the MetaMonkey Telegram.
Oh, it's in the content creator side. They can't come over in the Telegram.
Sorry, peasants. You cannot go in there, you peons. All right. Austin, thanks a lot for hanging out, man. It's been absolutely phenomenal, bro.
Appreciate
Let's do it again.
Yeah, dude. Love you, man.
All right, motherfucker.
Peace.
Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. You've been absolutely fantastic. I'm going to get on out of here. Hopefully, I could provide some entertainment for you guys this evening. Yeah, I'll see you guys at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time tomorrow, and we'll do it again. Make sure to smash that like button on the way out, and I will see you all that. If you don't cry for me. I'll see you in the AM. Good night, guys. Bye-bye.